In 16th century Turkey, the Ottoman Empire had their own special forces. They were called the Deli. Deli means madman, but according to both Ottoman and European accounts, these men weren't insane, just deliberately frightening. Chroniclers describe scouts riding toward the enemy wearing tall fur hats, animal skins, and sometimes feathers or even wings attached to their backs. No armor, no helmet, just confidence and the kind of stare that makes you reconsider your career choices. The Deli weren't born into nobility. They were forged on the frontier. They emerged in the late 15th century as personal guards of Ottoman governors in the Balkans, regions where the empire met constant resistance and needed men willing to take extreme risks. At their height, there were likely no more than around 10,000 of them in an army that numbered in the hundreds of thousands. They weren't a mass force, they were specialists. Because they were volunteers, fighters who chased glory, not wages. When gates needed breaking, when morale needed crushing, when the Sultan wanted either a miracle or a nightmare, he sent the Deli. These guys were master horsemen and elite swordsmen. They spent thousands of hours with the saber, the mace, and the spear. But later stories speak of a side hustle that they had for their training, slapping wet marble slabs. Why? Because they wanted a grip like an iron vice. They conditioned their hands so that even after 5 hours of swinging a heavy mace, their hands wouldn't cramp. It turned their palms into 5-pound meat hammers for times when things get ugly. They didn't just wear animal skins and wings, they earned them. Every feather represented the predatory skill of a man who hunted the mountains as effectively as he hunted his enemies. This wasn't fashion, it was psychological warfare. The Deli were scouts. They rode far ahead of the main army. Their job wasn't just to find the enemy, it was to unsettle them, to ruin their sleep, their confidence, their sense of reality. Imagine you're a soldier in the 16th century, no news, no context, and suddenly men come screaming out of the dark, wearing wings that hiss in the wind. You wouldn't think, that's a unit. You'd think, something has gone terribly wrong with the universe. They won battles before steel ever touched steel. From here came the legend of the Ottoman Slap. In the middle of a cavalry clash, when weapons broke, when horses collided, when everything was too close, a Deli fighter wouldn't freeze. He would hand you a biological off switch. A palm trained on stone, delivered at full momentum, isn't a slap. It's a delete button for your consciousness. They trained to be dangerous even when stripped of everything else. They didn't wear armor because they believed in the idea that your death date is already written, so why carry extra weight? They lasted until 1829, when modern rifles finally made bird costumes a bad tactical choice. But for almost 300 years, they were the shadow on the border. So, next time you think you're tough because you hit the gym, remember the legend of the guys who slapped rocks just to make sure they never dropped their swords.